The phone buzzed on the kitchen counter, its screen glowing like a beacon in the dim light. I stared at it, my thumb hovering over the call button for the 10th time that day. No answer. No text. Just silence from Claire, my wife of 7 years, who'd left for work at dawn with a distracted kiss and a promise to be home by 6. It was 9:47 p.m. now, and the knot in my stomach twisted tighter with every unanswered ring. The apartment smelled of cold coffee and the takeout I hadn't touched, the kind of quiet that screamed something was wrong. I paced the hardwood floor, the boards creaking under my weight, each step echoing the questions clawing at my mind. Was she stuck in traffic? A late meeting? An accident? My imagination churned, flashing images of her car crumpled on the side of I-95, or worse, her laughing in some dimly lit bar with someone else. I shook my head, trying to dislodge the thought. Claire wasn't like that. She was steady, predictable, the one who planned our grocery lists and left sticky notes on the fridge with smiley faces. But the silence was a blade, cutting through my certainty. The clock ticked past 10 p.m. when the front door clicked open. My heart lurched. Claire stepped inside, her coat slung over one arm, her auburn hair slightly mussed, as if she'd run her fingers through it too many times. She kicked off her heels, the clatter sharp against the quiet. Her eyes met mine, and there it was, a smirk small but unmistakable, curling the corner of her mouth like she knew something I didn't. "You know what," she said, her voice light but edged with something sharp, like a blade wrapped in silk. She dropped her purse on the counter and turned away, heading for the fridge. I froze, my pulse hammering in my ears. "What?" My voice came out rough, like I'd swallowed gravel. "Where the hell have you been, Claire? I've been calling you all day." She didn't turn around, just pulled a bottle of water from the fridge, the door's suction popping softly. "Work ran late," she said, her tone flat, rehearsed. "You didn't need to worry. Work doesn't make you ignore 20 calls." I stepped closer, the air between us thick with unspoken things. "What's going on?" She twisted the cap off the bottle, took a slow sip, and finally faced me. Her green eyes, usually warm, were distant, like she was looking through me. "Nothing's going on, Matt. I was busy. That's it." But it wasn't. I could feel it, a current of wrongness humming beneath her words. The way her fingers fidgeted with the bottle, the slight flush on her neck, the way she avoided my gaze for a beat too long, it all screamed secrets. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But doubt was a splinter, burrowing deeper with every second. The first hint had come weeks ago, subtle as a shadow. A new perfume, sharper than her usual floral scent, clinging to her clothes when she came home late. Then the password change on her phone. She'd laughed it off, said it was for work security. I'd rationalized it, told myself I was paranoid, that 7 years of marriage meant something. But now, standing in our too-quiet kitchen, those excuses felt like lies I'd told myself. "Claire," I said, softer now, pleading. "Talk to me. What's happening?" She sighed, setting the bottle down with a clink. "You're making this bigger than it is. I had a long day, okay? Can we just not do this tonight?" Her words were a dodge and they stung. I wanted to grab her, shake her, demand the truth, but fear held me back. What if the truth was worse than the not knowing? What if the woman I loved, the one who'd cried in my arms when her father died, who'd danced with me in this very kitchen to a scratchy vinyl record, wasn't mine anymore? The next few days were a slow unraveling. Claire was home on time, but her presence felt like a performance. She smiled too brightly, asked about my day with forced interest, and slipped into bed with her back to me, the space between us a chasm. I started noticing things I hadn't before. Her phone face down on the nightstand, the way she'd tilt the screen away when she typed, the faint scent of that unfamiliar cologne on her scarf. Each clue was a pinprick, small but cumulative, bleeding trust from our marriage. On Friday I couldn't take it anymore. She'd said she was meeting a client for dinner, but when I called her office, her assistant stammered, said Claire had left at noon. My chest tightened, a mix of anger and dread. I drove to the restaurant she'd named, a trendy spot downtown with low lights and overpriced wine. The hostess said no one matching Claire's description had been there. I sat in my car, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles whitened, feeling like a fool. When she came home at 11:15 p.m., her lipstick was fresh, her blouse slightly wrinkled. She didn't smirk this time, just looked at me with tired eyes. "You're up late," she said, almost accusatory. "Where were you?" I asked, my voice low, dangerous. "With a client," she said too quickly. "I told you." "Bullshit." The word slipped out raw and ugly. Her eyes widened, but she didn't flinch. Instead, she crossed her arms, defensive, and that's when I saw it, a glint of something gold on her wrist. Bracelet. Not one I'd given her. "Whose is that?" I pointed, my voice shaking. She glanced at her wrist, then back at me, her expression unreadable. "A gift," she said finally. "From a coworker." "Which coworker?" My heart was a drum, pounding out the seconds of her silence. "Matt, stop." Her voice cracked, and for a moment, I saw something like guilt flicker across her face. But then it hardened. "You don't trust me. That's the problem, isn't it? Don't turn this on me." I shouted, the dam breaking. "You're gone all hours, you don't answer my calls, you come home with his fucking bracelet." "His?" She laughed, sharp and bitter. "You think you've got it all figured out, don't you? Then tell me I'm wrong." I stepped closer, close enough to smell that damn cologne again. "Tell me there's no one else, Claire. Look me in the eyes and say it." She didn't. Her lips parted, but no words came. The silence was louder than any confession, and it broke something in me. I sank onto the couch, my hands trembling, the room spinning. 7 years, promises, fights, laughter, plans for kids we hadn't had yet, dissolved in that moment. "There's someone else," I said, not a question. Her shoulders slumped, and she nodded just once. "It's not what you think," she whispered. "It's complicated." "Complicated?" I laughed, a hollow sound. "You're my wife, Claire. How complicated can it be?" She sat across from me, her hands twisting in her lap. "It's not love," she said, her voice barely audible. "It's escape. I don't know how to explain it. You're so good, Matt, so steady, and I felt trapped. Not by you, but by everything." Her words were a knife, twisting. I wanted to hate her, to scream, but all I felt was a hollow ache. "Who is he?" I asked, needing to know, dreading it. "His name's David," she said, her voice breaking. "From work. It was a mistake, Matt. I swear I didn't mean for it to happen." "Mistake." The word echoed, meaningless. I saw it all then, the late nights, the perfume, the bracelet, and the truth hit like a freight train. But there was something else, something in her eyes that wasn't just guilt. It was fear. "Claire," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "What aren't you telling me?" She looked away, tears spilling down her cheeks. He's not just a coworker. He's my boss. And he's not letting me go." The room tilted, the air sucked out. Her words hung between us, a new kind of betrayal, darker, more dangerous. This wasn't just an affair. It was a cage,